Damn it. Gotta charge up, motherfucker. It's cold and it is actually starting to snow. So let's get this done. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name is Big Ball Vlogs. I do reviews, news, everyday vlogging, and every once in a while I'll do a tutorial. 1 second. Gotta get this. If this video is educational or somewhat entertaining, please consider smashing that like button and maybe subscribing to the channel for new videos when I post them. Like I said, it's cold and it's about to snow. Actually, it is snowing right now. It's a little bit of flurries coming down. But I had to get out and shoot my Monday video. Being cold and winter does not give me an excuse not to get videos up. And today I want to talk about the Emax Tiny Hawk 2. I don't like that. Let me get a good thumbnail here. Let me get a good thumbnail. That should work. So today I want to talk about the Emax Tiny Hawk 2. I got a bunch of these in and sold them. Like the freestyle version sold like hotcakes. They sold really fast, and I never thought I would want to fly something this small. The smallest I have is my Tiny Whoop, the one that I had in my last video, which is probably like a 2 inch. This is probably 1.5, 2 inches. But usually when I got these little tiny quads like this, and I wanted to fly outdoors, they were just all over the place, and a little bit of breeze or some crazy wind conditions, and you just couldn't fly it. And something like this, which doesn't have any prop guards on it, just didn't make sense to me, because unless you were flying in a gym or something. These little blades can, do some damage if they hit you in the right spot, or you get hit somebody else in the wrong spot. But yeah, I got the freestyle version. They were selling like hotcakes, and I had 2 of these left, and I couldn't resist binding one of these together and flying it to see what they actually flew like, to see what all the hype was about. Watched a lot of reviews on the Tiny Hawk 2 series, and everybody absolutely loved them. This is a very, I guess, trendy or hyped up hobby. So everybody wants to be a freestyle pilot right now. So the freestyles are flying like crazy. But the only difference between a freestyle and a race version is probably the orientation of the props. These are a little bit closer. You can see the tips of the props in view when you're flying it. But other than that, this thing flies like it flies well. I couldn't tell if I was flying my 2 inch. I couldn't tell if I was flying my 3 inch. It flew really well. But since I did the first initial flight just to see how it flew, I've actually installed RPM filtering on it. I wanted to see if it flies a little bit better. But before I do that, I wanted to give you a quick walkthrough. There's probably a ton of videos on this. This is not the latest greatest quad, but you may not have seen it before. If you're thinking of getting into the hobby, I think this is a good option. Just like I said, I'm not telling you this because I sell them. I'm thinking this is a good option because it is small. These lightweight, smaller quads, while this does feel beefy, it feels like, it's got some weight to it. It feels solid. These smaller quads tend not to be as expensive to repair because it's lighter, and if you hit something with it, because the speed that it can pick up to and the weight of it, it's like a feather bouncing off a wall where you might damage the props. But you would have to really plow this thing in to do some damage. I never really fly over concrete. While you can see that I do have these paths here, I never really fly over concrete or asphalt because I don't want to do damage. I always fly over grass, and even with my bigger quads, putting them down in the grass, I have had no damage at all. So to give you a quick walkthrough of this quad. It is analog. I wish it were digital. I wish it were digital. It is analog, but it's sporting the Emax 1103 7500 kV motors. It's sporting their Avion props, which I'm not really a fan of. I don't like that bat wing style prop that they came up with. It is running a Runcam Nano 2, and it is built toothpick style. It's just a single carbon fiber frame with the all-in-one ESC flight controller on top, and then the VTX on top of that. The VTX is actually programmable up to 200 milliwatts. You will have to do that in beta flight or through your OSD, but from what I can tell right now, it's not that hard to do. You might be able to actually do the VTX programming on board, because as I look at it now, there is a little button. You probably can't see on. There's a little button on the back of that might actually control the power of the VTX. But because it's so tiny, and like my hands are getting really cold right now, but it's so tiny, you're going to need a tool to kind of reach in there and get it. And it's just quicker to kind of just change the channels or change your frequency or your power ratings through your OSD or beta flight. It's cold out here, and I can tell you, batteries don't like it when it's cold. My fingertips are freezing. I'm gonna get this thing up in the air. I'm gonna fly a little bit, see how these RPM filters work, and give you my final impressions on it, which you've probably already seen before, because like I said, a lot of people were doing reviews on these things. But I just want to let you know what I think about it being somewhat not new, but not like the Roto Riot professional product that's out there. So let's get up in the air. Let's get it all warmed up and see how it flies. Forgot to turn my goggles on. Ooh, it's cold out here, man. It's cold. I don't even know if I got my fingertips anymore. All right, I got my OSD. Let's get that recording. It is recording. Ugh. Okay. Whew. And it's quiet. That's another thing I like about it. It's super quiet. Okay, so like I said, I wish this were digital, but I mean, this thing flies super quiet. You wouldn't be calling any attention to yourself by flying it in a small park. Like I said, you don't probably want to fly it around people. My fingertips are gone, man. I'm having trouble even feeling the sticks on this thing. But it flies good, and it's fast. It can get fast. I like it. These batteries are sagging really badly probably because it's so cold out here. And I didn't give them a chance to talk too long and didn't get a chance to warm up. And I'm only flying like in circuits around here. I like to just play around in behind here. I definitely don't want to get this thing stuck on top of one of these buildings, but it gives me the opportunity to practice my piloting by flying between and around things. Um, I don't want to test this VTX. Let's see. I got, yeah, not that great out there around the building. It's breaking up. But in here, you're pretty good to go. I don't think I would, like I said, I'm too used to digital. I wouldn't want to do the whole around the building thing. But I got it in 200 milliwatts right now, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Some people have recommended putting it in 25 milliwatts because of the range of the controller. If I put in 25 milliwatts, the video signal will give me an indication that the distance on the controller is probably getting pushed. There is I think, yeah, on this one there's also an RSSI warning. So if I were getting low signal, because I know when I didn't have it plugged into or I didn't have the controller on, if I were getting a low signal, it said low RSSI. So that would also give me an indication that my controller signal is starting to die. My fingertips are gone right now, but you can get, like I said, you can get this thing really slow, and it is so, like right now I'm almost hands off, and it is so stable. I mean, the balance on it, I don't know if that's a thing when you come to quads, but I don't have any like resonation or vibration, anything that would like. I just plugged this thing in and went with it, man, and I like it. Um, and I think I'm gonna bring it in and land it because I can't feel my fingers anymore. So, whew, like I literally cannot feel. I couldn't feel the daggone switch to flip it into. I always flip into angle mode because I want it to stabilize. But, whew, where is it? There it is. All right. So, if you didn't hear the excitement in my voice, my fingers are gone. This thing flies great. And you saw it when I brought it in. Nice. You can slow it down really slow, even on the 2 batteries. It can get really slow. And you could fly this indoors, like I said, and get some practice, fly around the house with it. These propellers are very durable. I mean, they are made out of some, it almost feels like between plastic and I can't remember what that other material is, but it's a very durable feeling plastic. It doesn't seem like it's, flimsy or willing to break or easy to break. My goggles are sliding down over my face really easily. And from what I've seen guys flying these online, when you got it on the grass and it's upside down, they turtle roll it and the propellers hold up well. My only, like I said, my only concerns about this is that it's not digital. And that's not a concern for you. It's a concern more for me because I tend to like flying digital because I can see everything, and I just gotten so confident with that. But when it came down to it, I was curious why people were saying that flying this, if you flew it with 1 battery versus 2, you could slow it down. You could slow it down with 2 batteries. It can be flown with 1 battery, but that only means that you're going to get less flight time and you're not going to get like a whole bunch more performance out of it. And even with 2 batteries, I think it actually makes it a better flying quad because it gives it that additional weight and ballast that keeps it from being all crazy and all over the place, and you get the performance to punch out if you need to. Um, like I said, I couldn't do much with it because I can't even feel my hands right now, but I do like it. I just wish it was digital. All right, thanks for watching.